Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So it's a very exciting video today guys. I'm looking at one of the ITEHIL's reverse osmosis water purification system. As a prepper guys, we know how important the water preps are, and it is very important to have the variety of water purification and of course water collections and different filters. What really excited me about this filter, this is actually self-pumping portable reverse osmosis filter. So when those guys had offered me one of those to have a look and test out, I couldn't be more happier. For any of you guys who are not aware, reverse osmosis is one of the best options to filter your water. It literally takes out 99.99% of bad things out of your water. We're talking about guys, bacteria, we're talking about fluoride, we're talking about rust, many things. And the beauty with this unit, it is actually a portable unit. So it is kind of ideal, and it's kind of fits itself in the market, looks like, between things that you guys take like portable straw filtration or something you have at home. This is ideal if you are to go camping, okay, and you don't have an access to clean water, so this will be ideal for that. And at the same time guys, as a prepper, if we're talking about the Shtf scenario, if you don't have a clean water or access to clean water at home, it is quite light, so you're able to take this with you and actually be able to pump some water and take it back to home. One of the other things that really intrigued me again guys, the reverse osmosis. I've been doing quite a bit of research on this for a little while, and apparently reverse osmosis is the only option, or the only filter option, that's actually able to filter a radiation fallout out of the water. So again guys, as a prepper, depending what you're preparing for, that to me sounds like a really good idea. So without further ado guys, let's get it out and I'll show you what it comes with inside. So guys, here we are. So units out of the box, and we also have an accessory box. So first of all, let's have a look at the unit itself. Okay, it reminds me a little bit of a toaster, but nonetheless, it's fairly light and portable. So first things first, guys, on the top we have a small instructions there, just basically tells you what it is to do or not to do. In fact, if you open this up, you have your filter outlets. Okay, it is clearly indicated which filter goes on which side, and it does have an arrow to show you to be able to lock the filter correctly. It is very important that you actually lock the filter in place. If they're not in properly, you can ruin the machine. So on here guys, on the side, we have two outlets for our water. So one of them will be a clean water and the other one will be a wastewater, and you do have your little dust cap here to keep it all nice and clean. On the other side, we have outlet here with the dust cap for the water. It's actually going to be the inlet water from your selected water source. Okay, so let me plug this in, and at the front, again, it is very self-explanatory guys. You have your USB Type-C charging port. Okay, it is very good because you can actually charge this unit with a solar, which is absolutely amazing. When we're talking about the portability and things like this, we kind of want to be able to do things a little bit off grid. So underneath the charging port here, we have on and off button, which is again on and off. You have the arrow button and hybrid button. And then below that you have 4 light indicators. So first one on the top is a run. So when you press the button, it will indicate, the light will indicate the machine is running. You have a charge light. Okay, so when you're charging the machine, it will flash red. When it's fully charged, it will go solid red color. And then you have a light for the arrow and a light for the hybrid. So beauty of this, the machine will actually tell you when it's the time to change the filter. So depending on the filter that needs changing, the light will come on alongside of the filter that needs replacing. When you replace the filter, all you have to do is to press the arrow or hybrid button and it will reset the filter. Right, so in terms of accessories, so we have here 2 hoses. So one of them will be for a clean water, one of them will be for a wastewater. You have yourself a USB Type-C charging cable. You have a little manual. Again, it's very basic guys, but you can see the machine is very self-explanatory. However, it just gives you some basic information just in case you're not familiar. Here we have 2 filters. Okay, you've got the arrow filter and the hybrid filter. Both of them are covered in the plastic, so you have to take this off before installing this into the machine. Here also you have a little handle. So I said already guys that it's very important to be able to fit those filters in snugly and properly, because if you don't, obviously you can ruin the machine. So if you don't have enough grip on the filters, because obviously they have to be inset there, you have that little device here that will help you tighten the filter in place, which I think is really brilliant idea. And the last but not least, you have yourself a little bag for your accessories, and here you have your water inlet hose with a debris filter. So this is the filter that will go into your river or lake or whatever water source you're using to purify. And then on the other side, you have the thing here to plug in into this side of the filter to basically suck the water in. So this unit, guys, it is actually a self-priming unit. So it will run itself for 10 minutes or need to be run for 10 minutes initially before you can run the machine and collect the proper clean water. It's quite normal thing, guys. You got to do that with many filters. So you have to make sure that you basically flush the filters out and they get filled with water so then they can operate properly. You can do this at the water source. I'm choosing to do this inside the house in the sink. Just make sure I clear this with a clean water. So without further ado, I'm just gonna unpack those filters, get them installed, and we're gonna see how it flashes through. So guys, filters are in and the hoses are connected. So the blue hose is meant to be for the wastewater and the white hose meant to be for a clean water. And I have screwed on the our inlet thing. So let's drop this in a sink of water and we hold this button for 3 seconds and then we should start working. Here we go. I can see water coming in. That is very, very quiet. My goodness. I'm very surprised. You can barely hear it. That's pretty good. So let's see. There's no water coming out yet. I can start hearing the water. Obviously the filters have to get filled with water. So here we go. Comes the water. So this is the wastewater. And oh my God, is it actually, yes, it's coming out cloudy because obviously it's cleansing the filter. So hopefully you get to see, you can see it's a bit milky color. And then we should have a clean water coming out. Obviously it's not clean yet. So all we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna leave it, like it said, for 10 minutes to do its job. Just for you guys know, the reverse osmosis, how it works is they actually puts pressurized water through the permeable membrane. So that's what really creates that really, really good filtration. So anyway, guys, let me leave this for 10 minutes and we'll come back and see it when it's finished. So guys, 10 minutes have passed now. So the machine's technically finished. So all we have to do is press the button, turn it off. But I want to test now, before we proceed to the river, I want to test that water comparing to our tap water to see what happens. So we can see it's coming out here. Let me just put this in the jar here a little bit. Okay, so let's turn the machine off. Okay, so one button, one push of button. So this is the distilled water if you wish. And let's get some tap water here. Okay, so first time, let's smell that. We have a lot of chlorine in our water and it smells quite a lot. We never drink it, don't trust it. And let's just, that literally has no smell. No smell whatsoever, but this is kind of the idea. This is the indicator. This is meant to be working. So, right, I'm going to go and test, okay? So I'm going to use the TDS meter, which stands for total dissolved solids. This is measure the water in ppm, which is parts per million. So basically what that indicates to us is how many other parts of particles are in water, 1 in a million, if that makes sense. So the good range of a drinking water is between 50 to 150. The other thing to point out to you guys that when you use the reverse osmosis machines or filters, it totally strips water of all the minerals. This is the idea because obviously we're trying to get to this purest water as possible. So the water will be flat, but the point of this, it should be safe to drink. So let's give that a go. And let's test, right? I'm going to test the tap water first and see what we get. Right, so we dunk this for a minute, literally. So it's reading currently of 68, which is pretty good considering the water is kind of manky, right? So I'm hoping the lower the 68, that technically means is a good thing. So let's go with that. Oh my God, it reached 2. Oh, wow. Oh my God, 2. This is crazy. Right, I gotta say, let me just turn this off. So it's actually taking everything out of that. We gotta say this, when we're gonna do the test in the river water, obviously it will be different because obviously the water there be more contaminated. But if I just do a taste test, right, let's just drink that. I really don't normally, but it's just like a tap water. But I don't know if you ever drink tap water, obviously we don't, but it just got this weird aftertaste. So let me try this. Yeah, it tastes very dry, if that makes sense. It's very flat. So if you drink it, it kind of feels like it's sapping the moisture out of your mouth a little bit. But it's to be said, guys, it is what it is. That's the kind of whole idea. But to literally get not a tiny bit of a smell, I think that's absolutely amazing. But to get to two, just two, this is super, super great. So guys, now we've done the test here in the tap water. This is an easy one, right? You can do this for home if you wanted to use it as a filter. But the true test is when we go down the river and we'll try the Manky water. So let's go to the river. So guys, here we are. Look at that. We are in a beautiful setting. So before going any further, I just want to get the sample of that water, and then we'll test the water first before they're putting a filter into test. So let me grab a bit of water. It looks pretty clean. It is a running water, it is a stream, so chances are it's not that bad. However, nonetheless, we're not really sure whether it's safe to drink or not anyway. So let's put that to test. Wow. That actually measures 54, and our tap water home was 68. So that to me indicates that that water, it's actually cleaner than our tap water, or at least less contaminated with things. I do appreciate it is a running stream, so, but that's all good anyway. So let's put that aside, guys. And let's now run the filter and see what result we will get. So I have the pipes connected, so you remember the wastewater and the clean water. So let's chuck our little hose. It is quite a long one. It's like good 2-3 meters long. Chuck this that way. Okay, so I'm going to collect a little bit of wastewater as well, and we're going to collect some clean water, and then we're just going to test them both just to see the results. Right, so let's put the machine on. Here it goes. So you can see the wastewater is coming out first. It is what it is, guys. You always get more wastewater. You do clean water, but this is by design. So let's just wait for it to work. You can see obviously it's dripping slowly. So let me just get the wastewater in here whilst it's going. We only need a little bit to get tested. Okay, so that goes in. So we've got the wastewater in the big one. And here we go, the clean one coming out a bit better, and let's collect some clean water. The water comes up, or the water sucks in at 1 liter per minute, and it puts out approximately 500 milliliters per minute of clean water. So that should do it. Let's just turn it off. Okay, so we have clean water and we have our dirty water. Both are looking equally as clean, but if you've seen earlier, it wasn't that dirty after all. Anyway, I'm going to sit down. So I'm going to do a smell test first, right? Cool. Not say it smells of anything dirty, but it smells like damp smell. If you've ever been like in the forest or, well, in fact, anywhere, I'm sitting on the wet ground, it smells of damp, like a lot of damp. And it's still got a teeny weeny bit of smell, but nothing overly bad. So, okay, let's measure up. Okay, let's measure up our dirty water first. So this was the refuse water, and I know many people say that you can use that water to like sort of wash dishes, wash clothing. I probably wouldn't, depending where you take your water from, because in the end of the day, this was waste water that wasn't suitable. So it's got all the bad stuff in there. Anyway, so let's give that a test. It's still a bit cleaner than it came in, or initial water. So guys, that is reading at 44, so it's better, it's definitely better, but this is a wastewater, not a clean water, okay? And let's now measure the clean one. we're measuring 5. So at home, it distilled our water to 2. Here it distilled it to 5, which is not distilled, but cleansed it to 5. So that's pretty good. Again, guys, it's all relatively proportionate. So if you do have a high ppm in like really dirty water, chances are it's going to obviously distill this to maybe of 20 or 30. It really depends. But to be fair, from here to be able to suck it up and to clean this to 5 ppms, I think that's very good. So as a general first impressions guy, I'm pretty happy with the machine. First of all, you can see it is very portable. The ability of having a hose and be able to chuck it down is really good, because it's not always you get an option to be able to sit right next to water. Sometimes you have like further down on the rocks there, you're not able to step down to the water that closely. However, having a long enough cable, that means you can chuck it down, it will suck the water up, and you don't have to put yourself in sort of danger or be near the water if you really didn't want to. So other than that, guys, I think it's pretty good. As a prepper, as I said earlier, I think it's really important, and I find myself concentrating a lot on water purification and water collections. And I really obviously, as you know guys, can't stress enough the importance of having a fresh water or ability to get the fresh water. In terms of the filtration, guys, both filters have slightly different lifespan. The carbon filter, I think, got between 400 and 500 gallons per lifespan, and the RO filters got 800 of 900 per lifespan. It's purely because the carbon filter is the first filter to take all of the dirt or all of the debris from the water and then putting it through the RO filter. However, again, it will heavily depend, guys, like with any filter, to what extent and what sort of water you put in through those filters. So if you continuously put in a really muddy water, chances are your filter will deplete quicker. However, having the ability for your machine to tell you when the filter needs replacing, I think is very good. So all in all, guys, I am very satisfied with the outcome of that. Again, for many, I think, being skeptical about the quality of water when it comes out, even through the filter system, because we know, guys, if you drink unsanitary water, you can get dysentery, you can get stomach upsets, you can get really ill, and you could potentially die. So it depends, guys, but doing your research on the filtration and actually understand what the reverse osmosis does, it kind of puts your mind at rest. However, if you're like me still, and if you have children, you always have an option, guys, to boil the water afterwards. So at least, you know, you can boil the water straight from the river, but you still got things in there that you won't be able to sort of potentially kill, or it just doesn't particularly appeal to me doing that. But putting that through any kind of machine, and especially this one, will put my mind at rest 100% for me, even if I choose to boil this after. So anyway, guys, well, I really hope that you enjoyed this video, find this helpful. Don't forget thumbs up, and I shall see you on the next video. Bye bye.